name of Elohim, we give him glory again. We are still on the topic. What is the tax of Satan? We are showing you the mysteries. Because this generation, something is wrong. With all the education, with all the academic background, nothing has changed. You know, previously when our ancestors were in the woods, chopping off people's head, when they used to go to these fetish priests, they went there to inquire from them who was so-called bewitching them. But when it comes to Elohim, we don't use the same thing. You don't go to Elohim going to ask him who is so-called bewitching you. But you go to Elohim to find out his mysteries so that you can become a friend of Elohim. So the same crazy thing that our ancestors were doing, that we were calling them voodoo, that is the same thing that this generation we are using in the church. That someone can tell you 12 a.m. go to the cemetery, put your right leg on one burial place and chant this name 3 times and throw stones. What?
Or come to the beach, let me wash you.
Go to the beach. Do you know what you are doing? What? And because he has a Bible, he's like, oh, man of God, I will come.
My people, they perish.
When you go before a man of Elohim, he should not look at your problem.
That's right.
He should look at who caused them. You remember one day when you were responsible for this, that woman who said, man of God, can you help me or something? And I told you I will contact her. From Africa somewhere, Namibia somewhere. If you are listening, I'm still waiting. Something is wrong with this generation. You told me this is what I'm going through. And I said, cool, I know. But do you have a husband? She disappeared. Because you don't have a husband, you were doing something that is causing that case. She disappeared. And I'm still waiting. But if I was forced, forget about anything. Just send 50 euros.
We'll do some.
But he's the fornicate and it's bringing curse in you. You don't want to stop. You want me to tell you are healed
in
the name of Jesus. No. It doesn't work like that in the heavens. It's precept upon precept.
That's right.
He said that if you will obey me, then the sickness which came upon the Egyptians will not come up. You don't obey. So if you go to anyone who is a prophet and he does not first talk about repentance to you before he delivers you, something is wrong. If your eyes open, one day, what will come upon you is worse. Because Elohim, the prodigal son, Elohim didn't help him until he said that, in my father's kingdom, I can chop goat meat. And I am now dining with swine. I will repent and go back. And the scripture said that when Elohim looked and the guy was coming back, he stood up. He left even behind the other sheep so that he can go and meet him. You don't want to repent, prodigal son. You only want solution to your problem. You don't want solution to what caused that problem.
And we're always looking for the cause of our solution external rather than internal.
You only want medicine. But when the doctor tells you need, after the medicine, you have to go to the gym, exercise. It's so cold though nowadays. You go die. Give me the book of Job. Let me finish this before I fly. Listen to the book. The book of Job.
Job 1 from verse 9.
Listen.
Then Satan answered
And Satan answered and said unto Elohim,
doth Job fear Elohim for naught?
He said that like Abraham. Do you think that Abraham is worshiping you? Is he not worshiping you because you gave him so many sheep? And you gave him a child. He was above 90. Why would you do that? And now he loved him so much. He loves him more than you. Don't you know that, Elohim? That is the same thing, listen.
Has not thou made a hedge about him?
So when you are a perfect person, listen to this. Satan himself was testifying that, behold, I have indeed gone to see with my own eyes who Job is. And when I went there, behold, flames of fire from Elohim was already around him. So I just went minding my own business. So when you are in him, his protection is automatic. So if a witch was able to penetrate that fire, then which fire was kindled around you? Maybe it was one of those strange fire.
That's right.
How can a witch penetrate the fire of Elohim? We just make mockery out of Elohim. Listen to the book.
And about his house.
And about what?
And about his house.
Not only did he give protection to Job, but also his children, even though they were not perfect. But because the head was perfect, he protected the whole household. That's why he said that when you enter into a kingdom, you must first wrestle with the strong man.
That's right.
You don't go attacking the small boys. You first attack the head, and once he's destroyed, who are the small boys?
That's right. The master plan.
If the watchman is shut down, who is that one sleeping? Listen to the book.
And about all that he had on every side.
And Elohim protected even his cars, his trees, everything. Listen.
Thou hast blessed the work of his hands.
And you have blessed the work of his hands. That's why I told you, if you know the work, Elohim cannot bless you. Because he said that I will bless the work of your hands. So if you are not working, you say you are in full-time ministry, they collect tithe. People should go and work 16 hours and give it to you. You are slim. 20 years. You are not 30 years. You know the work. You collect tithe from 40 years and people they pay. What is wrong with this generation? That you are in full-time ministry. Do you pray 8 hours a day? Like when they are working 8 hours? So what is your definition of full-time ministry? Maybe you meet once a week. And you call that full-time ministry. What is wrong with this generation? When the Messiah himself was a carpenter. The Messiah was chopping them who's down. And Paul, he was what? Building tents. He said, I'm weak. Peter was a fisherman. You don't work. You want me to give my tithe to you? I'll go use it for guinea fowls. Kebab. What is wrong with this generation? And remember, he's a man of God. You read this, sometimes you Facebook the statement and read, I'm like, I have masters, but this statement, it doesn't have a head, a middle, and a tail.
It's just a statement.
And people with no degrees, they understand over the revelation. I'm like, really? Do you get this?
Amen.
Amen. God bless you, man of God.
Prophet.
What? Listen to the book.
Thou hast blessed the work of his hands.
You have blessed the work of his hands.
And his substance is increased in
and every single day his possession is growing.
But put forth thine hand now.
Listen, but now Belial, Satan, the one who was created by Elohim, so that Elohim can have a dialogue with him about his righteous seed. Now, what do you think we should do with this one? And Satan will be like, this guy, let's try him with this and see whether he will still follow you. That's all that he does. Listen.
But put forth thine hand
But now withdraw that protection upon him and
and touch all that he hath,
and destroy everything,
and he will curse thee to thy
and
face.
he will curse thee to thy face.
And Yahuwah said unto Hashatan,
And listen to this.
Behold,
it was Elohim who said to Satan, have you considered him? That is number one. And now Satan said, yeah, I have considered him, but you are protecting him. Now withdraw your protection. Let's see. Elohim's like, hey, maybe you are right. Let's try and see. Listen.
And Yahuwah said unto Satan, Behold, all that he had,
every single thing he has,
is in thy power.
It is in thy power.
Only upon himself.
Now listen, only upon himself.
Put not forth thine hand.
You cannot touch him.
So Satan
So you cannot take away his life. But nowadays, when you die in car accident, which? When you commit suicide, which? Someone is 90 years old, dies, which? What? What is wrong with this generation? So witches, they kill every person. But listen to this. When an European people or a European person dies, they don't say it is a witch.
No.
These prophets will never say it is a witch. When a person commits suicide in Europe, police will do investigations. Ghana, they will go to a pastor. When that guy, that rapper, fell into that river, what is his name? Castro. They are visiting pastors. Someone who has what visiting, that guy is dead. You are going to visit a pastor to do what?
To do what? Spiritual.
To find out what killed him, and then you will do what?
Spiritual investigation.
And then you will do what? He's still dead.
Spiritual CIA.
And they tell him, Mami Water came from the water to kill him. What? Who is Mami Water?
We like myths, so.
Took him into the sea. Doing what? With him. What a generation. Listen to the book.
So Satan went forth.
So the devil went forth
from the presence of Elohim.
From the presence of Yah Elohim.
And there was a day.
Now listen to this. It's all that I want. Listen. So this is the task of Satan. He was created so that when Elohim wants to tempt you, he wants to test your level of faithfulness. He doesn't send his angels, his own ruach, to do that, his own malachims to do that. He tells Satan, go and do this, let's see.
Okay.
His task has not changed. The blood did not change anything.
Wow.
He will continue to fulfill his task until the day that the last trump begins to sound. And that is not all. He is the accuser of the brethren. It's the same. So he goes to him, he is perfect, but this guy, but. So everything is a but. Everything is a but. I know he's righteous, but Elohim, why don't you do this and let's see? So let's read the book of Zechariah, chapter 3.
So each and every time we see the devil coming up in the word or in scripture, he's being sent
to tempt. He's being sent to punish, to deceive. So when Elohim said that I will harden the heart of Pharaoh, he sent the devil to do that.
But it was Elohim.
So all of them worked for him. Is it not written that a man can do nothing on earth unless it is given unto him from above?
Wow.
The same applies for the devil, the devils, the master, the spirits. The angels don't just operate like that. It was said unto Daniel, the very day that you started fasting, I was sent by who?
So spiritual principles are twofold.
Master. One day we have to have time and break this thing down.
Okay.
They are making a joke. If you are just joking,
you must be joking.
You are in a church holding your waist like this, a woman. When you break your neck, you will see.
breaking down witches.
But someone is standing next to you, you don't even speak to that person. And you are busy binding.
I wish our focus that is now on witches
It's
and witches.
witches more. And that once, so when you are a pastor, you are a prophet, you only see witches, witches, witches. Your calling is never from Elohim.
Okay.
Someone has deceived you. Elohim, he will never speak using a witch. That this person, you know, justice is going through this because of a witch. He's going through this because when I warned him,
he didn't listen.
He did not hearken unto me. And when they were stubborn, he said that he sent what? The devil to punish them. Listen to the book.
Zechariah 3, chapter 1.
Listen.
And he showed me Joshua.
And now he showed me Joshua,
the high priest.
The high priest
standing before
he was
the angel.
Standing before the angel of Elohim.
And Satan.
Now, Satan was also
standing at his right hand.
Master, he was standing just at the. It means that the authority of the priest was Satan. And he didn't know. He was speaking, he thought he was speaking in the name of. When he is your right hand, it means that he is your authority.
Signifies power.
Because his garment was full of scars, he didn't know. So Satan was just standing there. Why didn't he flee from the presence of the Malachim of Elohim? He was just standing there. It doesn't frighten him. He's not scared of Michael. We'll go there soon. Listen to the book.
And Satan standing at his right
hand. And Satan
was
standing at the right hand
to resist him.
To do what?
To resist.
He was
him.
Resisting who?
To resist.
It was
him.
An angel coming with something. Satan was able to resist that angel. Why? Because he has been given authority to do so. If your garment is full of scars. And all the holy angels know this. So when they know that your garment is this and Satan is resisting, they just go. You will go there, so listen.
And Yahuwah said unto Satan.
Now, listen to this. Yahuwah didn't say, Satan, I curse you, die. Listen to this very carefully. This is Satan resisting his high priest, who was supposed to intercede for Israel. Meaning without him, the sins of Israel cannot be forgiven. And Satan is resisting him. Elohim didn't kill Satan. He didn't bind him and throw him into the ocean. But what did Elohim tell him?
Yahuwah rebuke thee.
Do what?
Yahuwah rebuke thee.
Yahuwah bind thee.
Yahuwah rebuke thee.
Listen.
Oh Satan.
Oh Satan.
Even Yahuwah.
That
had chosen Jerusalem.
So this is Elohim saying, I rebuke thee. So the angel is speaking on behalf of Elohim. We will go to Michael soon. Listen.
And even Yahuwah that had chosen Jerusalem rebuked thee.
And still he was there. It's a rebuke. He still was there. Listen.
Is not this
a
branch plucked out of the fire? Now Joshua was clothed.
You see? And now he said, but Joshua was clothed
with filthy garments. And stood before the angel.
And he was standing in front of the angel.
And he answered and spake.
And he answered and said,
unto those that stood before him.
Unto those who stood before him. Saying,
take away.
Now remove
the filthy
filthy garment, that filthy character. Change your life. Let this Joshua become a holy vessel again. Listen.
And unto him he said.
And then unto him he said.
Behold.
Now that your garment has been changed.
I have caused thine iniquity.
You see, I have now taken away your iniquity.
To pass from thee.
And
I will clothe thee.
And now I will clothe thee.
With change of raiment. And I said.
And then I said.
Let them set.
A
fair mitre.
Now let them set a fair mitre.
Upon his head.
So
they set a fair mitre upon his head. And clothed him with garments.
Listen.
And the angel of Yahuwah stood by.
And then the angel of Elohim was still standing there.
And the angel of Yahuwah protested unto Joshua, saying.
And he said unto him.
Thus said Yahuwah.
Thus said the Holy One of Israel.
If thou wilt walk in my ways.
You see? If if you will walk in my ways,
and if thou wilt keep my
and
charge,
if you will keep my commandments,
then thou shalt also judge my house.
no one can judge.
Then thou shalt also
If you are
judge
a
my
holy,
house.
so Paul said that the one who is spiritual,
Judge it.
he judged.
Yet he himself, amen, is judged. Oh man, that's right.
Did he bind Satan?
Hmm.
He said, I rebuke thee. Now let's look at Michael, the archangel, responsible for all the chariots of the heavens. The book of Jude. It only has one chapter. It comes before Revelation. Chapter 1, verse 9. The book of Jude. Chapter 1 and at verse 9. And listen to this.
The book of Jude, chapter
Michael
1.
himself, the one who can bind anyone, any angel, any spirit, any person that has been created, except the creator. Listen,
Jude 1 verse 9. Yet Michael,
he said, yet Michael,
the archangel
responsible for the defense of Israel and heaven,
when contended,
when he was with Satan, fighting about the body of Moses when he was dead.
when contending with the devil,
Listen to this.
he disputed
He disputed.
about the body of
The
Moses.
devil said, oh, Moses belonged to me.
Mm.
Because he used to worship the idols in Egypt. He's my servant. Listen.
Does not bring against him a railing accusation.
He said that even Michael, did not accuse him, Satan.
But said,
But Michael, an archangel, said,
Yahuwah rebuked.
may Yahuwah rebuke thee.
Wow.
Why didn't he bind him? What are you people talking about?
No 10 hours of prayer breaking.
Master, he said, may Yahuwah Elohim, the same as the book of Zechariah. You cannot bind him. You rebuke him, what? With the power of Elohim. With his words.
That's right. Wow.
And then he will flee from you. But he's not bound. When he fled from there, he still went to somewhere to chop. Listen.
But these speak evil of those things which they know not.
You see? So he said that, but this generation, they are speaking evil concerning things they don't even understand. The devil, let's find the devil. Today we are going to walk upon the devil. Someone who is going to and fro in the heavens.
You are binding.
You don't even have passport. You are working on him. What? No. Listen to the book.
But what they know naturally,
as
brute beasts.
That's all that I want from there. Was for the fallen angels. Now, give me the book of Jubilees. Look at what Satan said to Elohim. The book of Jubilees, chapter 10, and from verse 7. Listen.
The book of Jubilees, chapter 10, from verse 7. And Yahuwah our Elohim bade us to bind all.
He bade us, he commanded us angels to bind all the fallen angels, all demons.
And the chief of the spirits.
Now listen, and the chief of all the spirits that were rebellion,
Mastema,
known as Belial or Satan,
came and said.
He then came and said unto Elohim, when Elohim was already commanded the archangels to bind all the spirits in the days of Enoch. When you read the book of Genesis chapter 6,
He came and said.
He came and he said unto Elohim,
Master,
Creator. You see? He didn't say, oh, who are you? He gives him the reverence. He knows that all power is with the old man. He said, Master, Creator.
Let some of them,
please allow me to have some of these spirits
remain before me.
Let them remain before me.
And let them hearken to my voice.
And let them hearken to. You have certain fallen angels, they are more powerful than Satan. Yet, because of what Elohim is going to give him here, they obey. It's the same as when you look at the government. The soldier man, the special force or special forces, physically is stronger than Obama. But because Obama has been given certain rights, he exercises authority over them. That's how it is spiritually.
Wow.
So he said that leave behind some of these spirits.
Let some of them remain before me,
Mm.
and let them hearken to my
And
voice,
let them hearken unto my voice.
and do all that I shall say
And
unto
do
them.
all that I will say unto them.
For if some of them are
Now
not
listen.
left to me,
He said that if you kill all of them,
I shall not be able to execute the power of my will.
I will not be able to execute the task that you have given unto me. Which task?
On the sons of men.
On the sons of men.
For these
For these
are for corruption,
are for corruption. So Satan corrupts.
and leading astray before
And
my
he leads
judgment.
astray, he deceives.
For great is the wickedness
For
of
great is the wickedness of this world. Therefore, leave them behind so that I can also lead people astray.
And he said,
Listen to what why didn't Elohim kill him there? Listen to what Elohim said.
let the 10th part of them,
Let 1/10 of all the demons be given unto Master or Satan,
and let 9 parts
and let 9 parts be bound.
descend into the place
They
of
are in hell, they
condemnation.
don't see the earth anymore. So Satan controlled 1/10 of all the spirits that were fallen. But now, because of crazy, they are multiplying like hell. And next week, by the mercies of Elohim, the preacher man will break it down. The multiplication of demons. How do they multiply? Because they were only given 1/10. Yet you go to all churches, you are binding them yet. Every Sunday they still come back. They are multiplying. So Elohim himself, he has given Satan the task to corrupt, to deceive. So the Messiah said that, behold, Satan who has deceived what?
The whole world.
And you are dead. That's not what I want. This is all that Satan does. He doesn't kill people. Life belongs unto Elohim. He takes it away when he wants. He sent the angel of death. Give me the book of Matthew 4, from 1 to 3.
Matthew chapter 4 from verse 1.
I'm almost done with Satan. And I jump to the witches. The witch must die. Listen.
Then was Yahushua led up of the Spirit.
Now listen to this. The Messiah was led because Satan was created to deceive. Now the Messiah has fasted. When he was almost that, he was led by the Spirit
into the wilderness.
To do what?
To be tempted.
What
of
are
the
you
devil.
talking about?
Wow.
It was the Spirit of Elohim which led him. Because any man who has been born by a woman, if you have not been tempted by the devil, you are not a man. You can't stand before Elohim and say that you are holy. Because his task was to deceive every single man, tempt every man. And when Yahshua overcame, he said that the prince of this world cometh. But he has nothing in me.
That's true.
There's no sin found in me. So I'm minding my own business. Listen.
And when he had fasted,
40
days
and 40 nights, he was
afterward and hungry. And when the tempter came to him, he said, if thou
now
the
listen,
son of Elohim.
He didn't lie. The same as in the days of the Garden of Eden. If thou are indeed the son of Elohim,
command.
Just command, because you are hungry. Why don't you command these things?
So
if it was this generation, we would have commanded. We want to show power. We are going to show you power. Power.
Elohim, show yourself.
Show your power. You go to mountains in Ghana. People are fasted. After that, some of them take pen. They take pen, place it on the table. I command you to stand. Hey! Then he picks it up. I'm looking at them like, what the hell is wrong with these people?
On the mountains.
Tempting Elohim, and the thing is still the fall. After a while, you go quit. Satan has won the battle.
Rather than going to the mountain to seek wisdom, knowledge.
They are commanded for pen to stand.
Power. They want power.
Power. To me to do what?
Hey.
To charge people and tell women to meet you 12 a.m. at the hotel. Huh? And people don't pray like, give me power so that I can turn people their heart on.
Hallelujah.
Give me power.
That's
Power.
right.
That's all that they want. Power to do what?
To do what?
Listen to the book.
He said, if thou be the son of
If you are
Elohim,
the son of Elohim, command these stones. Let's see
to
your
be
power.
made bread. But he answered and said,
This is the same Messiah who changed
Mm.
fishes and breads into multiple fishes and breads. Listen,
it is written,
it is written.
man shall not
He
live
shall
by
not
bread
only
alone,
live by bread alone.
but by every word that proceeded out of the mouth of
That's
Elohim.
one. Listen.
Then the devil
He
taketh
didn't
him.
pray. Then he said,
He took him up
he
into the
took
holy
him in
city
the spirit and said, look at Jerusalem.
and setteth him on the pinnacle of the temple and said unto him,
He was able to take the Messiah and place him of mine.
Wow.
But you can bind him.
What? And you were able to bind him.
So he took the Messiah.
Because the word belongs to him.
So, no, but I want to get it. So he took the Messiah and he placed
Place him. He said, look, listen,
if thou be the
if
son of
you are
Elohim,
indeed the son of Elohim,
cast thyself down,
cast thyself down.
for it is
What
written,
is written in the book of
he
Psalms?
shall give his
He shall
angels
give, he shall command his angels
charge concerning
and
thee,
charge thee,
and in their hand shall
and
they
they
bear thee
shall
up,
bear thee up.
lest at any time thou dash thy foot against the
Listen.
stones. Yahushua said unto
And
him,
then the Messiah looked at him and he said, what?
it is written,
It is also written,
again,
again,
thou shalt not tempt
thou
Yahuwah
shalt
thy
not
Elohim.
tempt Yahuwah thy Elohim.
Again,
And then he didn't stop.
the devil taketh him up
And then he took him up again and said, come here.
into an exceeding high
Into a
mountain,
high mountain.
and shewed him
And he showed him the whole
all
world.
the kingdoms of the world,
Every kingdom in this world.
and the glory of
And the
them,
glory, the gold, the silver, everything.
and said unto
And he
him,
said unto him,
all these things
all of, do you think that he cannot lie in the presence of the Messiah? He said, all of these things has been given what?
will I give thee.
How can we give something which has not been, which you don't possess? Who gave it to him?
Elohim.
What are you talking about?
Wow.
Listen,
All these things will
all
I
of these
give thee,
things I will give to you
if thou wilt fall
if you
down
will fall down
and worship me.
and worship me.
Then Yahushua said
And the
unto him,
Messiah said unto him,
get thee hence.
you see, he didn't say, bind you kaba shakabro kaba,
Mm.
krabo kaba kabesh, broko toba. He didn't say that.
My God.
Get thee
But he
hence.
said, do what?
Get thee
Therefore
hence,
resist the devil and he will flee from you. That's all that you have to do.
Satan.
Get thee behind me, Satan.
For it is written,
For it is written,
thou shalt worship
thou shalt
Yahuwah,
worship only Yahuwah thy Elohim.
and him only
Only him.
shalt thou serve.
What are you talking about? What happened to Satan?
Then the devil leaveth him,
He was bound.
and behold,
He was bound.
the devil left him.
Wow.
You want him to go, but you bind him.
Wow, what a good one. You want the enemy to flee from your life, yet you are binding him.
I'm done with the devil. Let's go to the witches.
Witches.
Let's go to the witches.
We salute our brothers and sisters that just tuned in from America. Our worship warriors in the United States, we thank you for tuning in. Our brother Mark, we thank you for tuning in. Those that are tuning in from South Africa and Egypt, we salute you as well.
Now, who is a witch? Who is a witch? This generation, today at 12 a.m., we are going to hold an all night. The all night is entitled "The Witch Must Die."
By fire, by
By
thunder.
fire, by tender.
We break it.
Can you what? You command tender, you don't fall. Tender. By tender, by fire. Today be today. When the women are going, they tell their husband, today, I'm going to fire.
We're going to
I'm
break.
going to
We're
fire.
going to scandalize.
And when you are busy, your husband is also busy firing a lady.
My enemy must die today.
So the all night, the name is called
The witches.
The Witch Must Die.
Witch must die.
So today, so people in Ghana, today you cannot sleep because it is written that you shall not sleep. You shall not sleep. You must pray always. You must pray always. The witch they fly at 12 a.m. So you must stand up. Let's pray. Let's pray. Anyways, and what is a witch?
Stamp your feet and clap your hands.
Who is a witch? Who is a witch? Huh? Who is a witch? And you are busy finding any witch, and then the thing is when they look, any witch, you are scared.
Hey.
You are scared already. So anyways, you are panicking already. Anyways, and a mouse go. Anyways, some people. Who is a witch?
Who is a witch?
Who is a wizard?
What a question.
Do you know? And you've been binding them.
Who is a witch?
Who is a witch?
And who is a wizard?
And who is a wizard? 2 Chronicles.
This is so paramount to know because we are binding them, we are causing them to lose, but we don't even know who they are and what entails being a witch or being a
Anyways,
wizard.
my family must die. Yet your family. Who is dying?
Who is dying?
Anyways, must die. And the thing is then, when someone accidentally dies, you say, yes, I've killed him.
You have
And
killed
it is
him.
written, thou shalt not kill.
Transgressor of the law.
You are already killing. Thou shalt not kill. You are killing. When did Elohim or the Messiah or any of the prophet kill a witch? Can you show me from Genesis to Revelation? Did any prophet, any messenger from Genesis to Revelation say this woman is a witch, let us stone her? Never was. But in this generation, where did it come from?
Where did this come from?
Do you see it in the scriptures? Listen to the book. 2 Chronicles 30 and 8. And at verse 30 and 3 at verse 6. Listen. 2 Chronicles 33 verse 6.
From verse 6.
Man, we only have 15 minutes. I wanted to fire. But life must continue. Listen to the book.
And he caused his children
And he caused his children
to pass through the
to
fire
pass through the fire.
in the valley of the son of Hinnom. Also he observed times and used
And
enchantment
they used enchantment
and used
and
witchcraft
used witchcraft
and dealt with familiar
and
spirits
dealt with familiar
and with
spirits.
wizards.
Don't forget this, familiar spirits. Witchcraft. Listen.
And he wrought much
And he dealt
evil
with wizards. And he wrought much evil
in the sight of Yahuwah
to provoke him.
to anger.
Now, witchcraft, when it comes to enchantment, demonic activities, the operation of the demons, fallen angels, all combined together is known as witchcraft.
Okay.
But who is a witch? That is different from witchcraft. Now, listen, give me the book of Deuteronomy 18, verse 10.
So witchcraft encapsulates.
It's like
many-
everything.
Okay.
All the activities of the demonic realm is known as witchcraft.
Okay.
Deuteronomy 18 verse 10.
Hmm.
There shall not be found among you
Any
that maketh his son or his daughter to pass through the fire, or that useth divination,
observer of time.
or an
So you
enchanter.
people will say, they use it like you are born in August. What? I'm forgetting about the name. Horoscope, whatever the name is. Observer, you observe crazy things.
Stars and times.
Stars.
And,
Oh, the star is falling. Make a wish. Do you know what you are doing? Listen to the book.
Or an enchanter, or a witch,
Or a witch.
or a charmer.
That's all that I want. Exodus 22, verse 18. They go there, that shall not suffer a wish to live.
Exodus 22 from verse 18.
Now listen.
Thou shalt not suffer
Thou shalt not suffer
a witch to live.
a witch to live. That's all that I want.
this is a scripture that they like to use when they are praying.
That's
That
the
I
thing.
will not suffer
A witch to live.
And
Now,
therefore the witch must
Now,
die.
who wrote it? Moshe. How many witches did Moshe kill?
Wow.
You see, we have been deceived.
How many witches?
How many witches? The one who wrote it. How many did he kill? That's me. No, as for me, I suffer not a wish to live. Me, you. So who is a witch? Who is a witch? If you are a messenger of Elohim, if you have been called by Elohim, it doesn't show you this mystery, you are dead. Satan will give you work for you to do. So every Sunday you will stand in the church dealing with witches. Every Sunday dealing with witches. And every Sunday it will come. And it is something that gives also men of, not Elohim, men of God. It gives them riches. Because when you come and, hey, this man is powerful. Why is he powerful? Witches, because he deals with witches. So if you are involved in that practices, immediately
crowd, multitude,
and money. Everybody, this one is powerful. This, haven't you heard about this man of God?
He raises his hand.
And people are dying in my family. When you don't do that, you go suffer. Nobody wants to sponsor you except Elohim. And the sponsorship will take a works with time and seasons.
That's right.
You can be 50 years, you are still not started with you.
Heavenly sponsorship.
Master. So who is a witch?
Tell us.
Given the book of 1 Samuel,
Teaching.
chapter 15,
who is
verse
a
20
witch?
and 3.
Or who is a
And then we will show you in the New Testament the things that we are practicing. Oh, this is a witch, a witch, a witch. You will see. And you will see that anyone who does so, even in the New Testament was there. The scripture said that because of that, those people who were doing it, they were receiving much gains. Dinero.
That's right.
That's how the devil deceived. If you know how Master operates, you'll be careful.
That's right.
Listen.
1 Samuel 15, verse 20 and 3.
Now listen.
For rebellion is as the sin of witchcraft.
It is like the sin of witchcraft.
And stubbornness is as iniquity and idolatry. Because thou hast rejected the word of Elohim, he had also rejected thee from being king.
Like witchcraft. So once you rebel against Elohim, he considers you as a demon.
Okay.
A demon. He deals with you the same as he would deal with a demon, with punishment. So he said that a person who is rebellion against me, that person is a witch.
Or a wizard.
When a person is a witch, no pastor, no prophet can deliver you.
What do you mean when you say that? That's quite.
So when a person is a witch, no prophet, no man of so-called God can deliver you.
So then, okay.
So when it comes to the deliverance, I will show you later.
Oh, okay.
No one can, that you are a witch, I cast out a witch. When you are a witch, you are a rebellion person. No one can heal you until the word of Elohim penetrates you.
Amen.
That all of a sudden you come back to your senses.
Amen.
You're like, what the heck was I doing?
That's right. The word.
You were practicing witchcraft.
That's right.
So anything Elohim said, get deep behind me, Satan. Anything Elohim said, I don't want to hear you.
So without the word penetrating,
no one can. If you are a witch, I'm not talking about what you Christians know as a witch.
Okay.
But from the biblical perspective, if you are a witch, it is only Elohim who can show compassion. Because you have become a rebellion soul. So anyone who is a witch, you are a rebel.
A rebel.
And Elohim said, I will cast out the rebels from among my people. This is why you will pray, that thing doesn't change. Pastors, they break it. It's still there. Who is the Elohim is responsible.
Okay.
So when you read scriptures, if you are a witch, so they were trying to stone them. Why? Because they were rebellion.
Okay.
So the ones who were being stoned were rebellion people. Not someone who said that I am a witch, I see. They don't see anything.
They're just rebellious.
Master, a wizard, a witch from the Bible. someone who has been possessed with stubbornness.
So that's the definition
of someone who is a witch or a wizard.
Okay.
Not the Christian definition.
Mm.
That's why the devil has given them job to do.
Mm. So some of us that are casting and binding witches and
witches, we will go there.
Might even be witches or wizards themselves.
You are a witch, and Elohim is fighting against you
because of rebellion.
Because of rebellion.
Mm.
So when the prophet Samuel, after this, he wanted to, Elohim said, "You are doing what? You can't help him. He's a witch. He's a rebellion person. No one can change him. Leave him, because I've already rejected him." And the scripture said that after that, then Elohim sent what? An evil spirit to him, to trouble him. That's why when warnings are coming and you don't want to take heed, where you will find yourself, once you come back, you will be like, "What? Where am I now?" But it's too late.
Wow.
So the woman was helping you when you have nothing. And when you got something, small, you rejected her immediately. "Go behind me, Satan. You are a witch. You are a wizard."
Because of rebellion.
Because of rebellion. The guy was helping you, like, "Nah, I don't like him anymore. Fire burn him." And you move on. And then when Elohim is fighting you, that's when you are blaming witches. But you are forgetting that it was that man. When you were poor, it was that man who was sponsoring you. Now that sponsorship is gone. It was that woman who was sponsoring you. Now that sponsorship is gone. So now you are confused. And the confused person is a mad person. So any direction we give you, you will do. So come and let me baptize you. You go do. You are confused.
Private baptism.
Anything. Okay, Pastor, just go on. Just go on. I don't like it, but just go on. Time. Let's go to the New Testament. I must finish this. Matthew 16 from 20 and 1. Listen. The book of Matthew, New Testament, chapter 16, from verse 20 and 1. Listen to 20 and 3.
Matthew 16 from verse 21. From that time forth.
Now listen. So when it comes to casting out, listen.
Began Yahushua to shew unto his disciples how that he must go unto Jerusalem and suffer many things of the elders and chief priests and scribes, and be killed and be raised again the third day.
And see for Peter.
Then Peter took him.
So he was going to fulfill destiny, but Peter took him
and began to rebuke
him. And he began to rebuke Yahushua, saying,
"Be it far from
no, you will not go to him.
Master,
you must not obey the voice of Elohim.
This shall not be unto
thee. That is painful. Don't obey Elohim."
But he turned.
But then he turned and he looked at his own disciple
and said unto
Peter, he said, "Get thee behind me,
Satan, thou art an offense unto me. For thou savorest not the things."
So when you are not speaking the things of Elohim, when you are rebellion, that's when you are a witch.
Satan.
You practice witchcraft.
Wow.
Listen.
"Get thee behind me, Satan. Thou art an offense unto me. For thou savorest not the things that be of Elohim, but those that be of men."
Even the book of Acts 19, verse 15. I have to cut it short.
You have 8 minutes.
8 minutes. Listen. The book of Acts 19. I'm going to show you what we know in the church as casting out what they call witches. Master. Now, you see, the scripture said that when Yahushua met Mary Magdalene, if it was today, they would have called her a witch.
Okay.
But when he met her, he said, what? Evil spirits were in her. So what did he do? He cast it out and told her, "Go and sin no more."
Wow.
But I cast it out. That's all. Stand up. Stand up. Let's pray for her. Elohim has saved her. Listen. Acts 19 from 15.
Acts chapter 19 from verse 15. And the evil spirit.
And an evil spirit. So the things we are saying, that is an evil spirit. It's not a witch. It is an evil spirit.
Answered and
said, "Yahushua,
I know.
And Paul,
I know.
listen.
But who are
But
you?
who are you?
And the man in whom the evil spirit was,
There was an evil spirit in him, but he was what?
was leaped on them and overcame them and prevailed against them, so that they fled out of the house naked and wounded.
So you go, you are somersaulting in church, you become naked. Who are you? You are possessed. You show your nakedness, and men they watch. Acts 16 from 16.
Acts chapter 16 from verse 16.
And it came to pass.
And it came to pass, as we went to prayer,
as we went to prayer,
a certain damsel,
a certain lady, virgin, beautiful lady,
possessed with a spirit of divination.
She was possessed. So evil spirit possess people. They influence you to do certain activities that you can cast out if the power of Elohim is upon that man. If you are rebellion, he cannot cast out rebellion, which is witchcraft. Can you say you smoke? I cast out smoke. You don't. It doesn't exist. If tomorrow he see his ganja and he wants to pick it, he can pick it up and Rasta. Listen to the book.
A certain damsel possessed with a spirit of divination.
Listen to what she was doing.
Which brought her masters much gain.
She was doing what?
Which brought her masters
This
much
lady
gain.
who was possessed was bringing her masters much gain.
By soothsaying.
By soothsaying.
The same followed
So
Paul.
when she goes to the church, that's why you go to a church, anytime the pastor does it, there's one lady. And the man is busy. Go, go. And people are like, this part, that's it.
Bring her to me. Bring her.
Bring her.
Bring her.
Always that lady. And because of that, if you know how these demons operate, so they give that prophet dinero. This guy is powerful. Listen.
The same followed Paul
The
and us,
same was following Paul.
and cried,
And she was crying.
saying,
Now listen, this is someone who is possessed by a devil,
These
a demon. And she's prophesying, saying,
These men
are
the servants of the Most High,
they are the servants. She's saying the truth.
which shew unto us the way of
They are
salvation.
the ones who will show us the truth and the salvation of Elohim.
And did
Yes, she was possessed. Listen.
and this did she many
And
days.
she did this for many days.
But Paul,
And one day Paul looked,
being grieved,
he was grieved in his spirit.
turned and said to the
And he
spirit,
said unto that spirit that was in that lady,
I command thee
I command thee
in the name of
in the name of
Yahushua
Yahushua Mashiach,
to come out of her.
come out and leave.
And he came out of
And
her
immediately that what demon left her.
the same hour.
The same hour. And what happened? Listen.
And when her masters
Her masters, the pastors,
saw that the hope of
when
her
they
days,
saw, they were the pastors. When they saw that the lady has now been what redeemed, they said, "Now we no go chop. Now bring it to 2016. If you take away that which message are you going to preach anymore? You don't have anything to preach. That's all that you preach. Look at 20. That's all that they. So once you take that away, you have no message to blow. So they said, how are we going to chop? Listen.
they caught Paul and
Then
Silas
they caught Paul and Silas.
and drew them into the marketplace,
And they took them into the marketplace,
unto the rulers,
unto the rulers.
and brought them to the magician,
And they said unto the magician,
unto the magistrates,
magistrates,
saying, These men,
being
Jews,
being the people from Judah,
do exceedingly trouble our city.
you see, they are troubled as what? Because they have now redeemed that lady. So we are not going to chop. So if you are a rebellion soul, you cheat on your wife, you cheat on your husband, you are a witch, you are a wizard. You are a liar, you are a witch. You are an armed robber, you are a wizard. You are raping, you are a wizard. You are a rebellious soul unto Elohim. No one can deliver you until you sit down and say to yourself, what am I doing? Let me go back home to my father, and he will have compassion upon me. Then Elohim will have compassion upon you. So these are the sayings. Because of time. Maybe next week the brother will touch on it a little bit for you. But know this, that you busy. It doesn't mean anything spiritual. You still day here on the ground. Bind yourself first.
That's right.
Cease from wickedness and see whether what you call a witch will be able to bewitch you. Shalom.